How to stay persistent. In my last video we saw how to stay motivated and the two kinds of motivation in it. In this video we're going to look at persistence. Persistence is a very important ingredient in motivation. Before I get into the topic, I wanted to give a big shout out to some of my supportive subscribers who have been persistently giving me motivation by commenting on every video of mine, and I wanted to say thank you so much to Vivid Kurvilla, Vinod Sendil, Eril Selvin and Krishnan G. Krishnan G had actually reached out to me and he asked me to share a story related to motivation. So I'm going to be sharing his story today. So before I go into the topic, every Saturday I post one new video, and if you have any suggestions or you'd like me to do any new topics which you want me to put out, just comment below about it. So let's get started. A mason used to work for a building contractor for about 30 years. He was a very hard-working, loyal, persistent worker. After some years, the contractor passed away and his son took over the business. Since the mason was growing old, he expressed his feelings to the contractor's son that he wished to retire. The contractor's son agreed, but he made one last request. He requested the mason to make just one last house. The mason agreed, but he was not as enthusiastic or persistent as he was before. So he tries to finish the work just for the sake of it and hands over the house by the due date to the contractor's son. The contractor's son was very happy and told the mason that you have been such a wonderful worker and you have been very hardworking and loyal to my father. So we would like to give you a token of appreciation. And here is the house that you have built as a token of our appreciation. At that point of time, the mason felt very bad and he thought to himself, because of his lack of enthusiasm and persistence, he did not do a good job with this last house. And unfortunately, this house now belongs to him. Just like in this story, many a times we ourselves have not given too much importance to a lot of things, but then it has actually backfired to us. So what the story teaches us is, no matter what happens, we have to put in the same effort and the same enthusiasm and be persistent in doing what we do every day, rather than just doing it just for the sake of it. Simple example of not putting in enough effort in our relationship. We take our relationship for granted, especially the husband and wife relationship. The reason the divorce rates are going so high is because nobody is putting the enough required effort into the relationship, and the amount of care that is given to each other is not persistent, and that is why the relationship falls apart. Or even when we take an example of the work that we do, it could be a period of promotion and we wouldn't know about it and we would just slack on our work, and finally the promotion will go to somebody else. So be persistent in your work. Whatever you're doing, be persistent and show the same kind of enthusiasm that you would do on the first day of your work. It all comes down to the autonomous motivation. Take pleasure in doing whatever you're doing. If you're feeling stressed and if you're not feeling up to it, then it is time for you to take a break. Just a small break is good enough. A walk in the garden, watching a good movie is a good break, or sitting and laughing with your loved ones is a good break. Just finding something that makes you happy and unwinding yourself is a good break, is a good stress buster. And then you can come back and start your work from where you left off. You wouldn't be so overwhelmed and you wouldn't be so stressed. So for persistence, I wanted to share a quote with you from Vincent Lombardi. If you are not fired with enthusiasm, you will be fired with enthusiasm. I hope you understood that. I'm Anjana Verma and I'm an emotional wellness specialist. Stay persistent, stay blessed, and thank you.
If you like this video, please share it with someone who would benefit from it. Thank you.